Greetings from the South Dakota Department of Education. I'm checking in today to welcome you back to the 25-26 school year. I have to admit, I miss working directly in schools on certain parts of the year, well, all parts of the year on some occasions. But what I really miss, and one of the big ones, is that first day of school. Greeting all the kids for the first time, the smell of the new school supplies. I always remember Elmer's paste was one of my favorites way back when. And just having the students come and meet their new friends and restore their friendships, it was just a wonderful time. But it was also a day, I remember it was a day of a lot of anxieties. You worry, with the new schedule work, because every day the schedule is different, right? And with the new schedule work for me, would it work for the students? In that first day when the bell rings, would you have a student who challenged you right from the start and you knew it was going to be a tough year based on that? The first day is that weird mixture of trepidation and excitement, and I think people who've never taught in schools think they know what it's about because they went to school themselves, but I'm not sure they do. And this year there are a lot of new challenges we're facing. Artificial intelligence holds a promise to take some of the grind out of our work, but it also holds the complexity of upsetting the apple cart through student cheating or even, frankly, replacing all of us educators. Maybe there'll be some new great advancement that'll take us all out of the game. The smartphone debate continues to linger as people are giving their phones to their children at younger and younger ages. Some parents, as you know better than I do anymore, are becoming more and more strident in their demands on us as educators. Things that, frankly, 20 years ago we would have only seen as the punchline in an increasingly esoteric joke. But here's the thing. Challenges are what make our lives, and especially our professional lives, meaningful. They're the spice of life, the opportunity to engage in something tough, ambiguous, with no right answer. They're also what provides a feeling of triumph. Nobody gives educators participation trophies. Our sense of accomplishment is, a little sadly, completely internal. But when we help a student, or rather a parent, understand that 10 hours of screen time for a 10-year-old is probably not a good idea, when we get that third grader to finally master the last of the multiplication tables, or when we bring a child's feral behavior back to something that is, well, kind of socially acceptable finally, we've done something. We've done something meaty. We've done something truly important, something real. Plus, sometimes we suffer from, a sense of, gosh, the things are just the most terrible now than they've ever been. And it really isn't true. When I look back, the other day I looked back at one of my elementary school class pictures. Third grade, Cleveland Elementary, go Cleveland, over there in Sioux Falls. There were 35 little faces staring back from me from that picture, and that didn't include Miss Jensen, the teacher. We were better behaved. We were pretty well behaved back then, but we weren't that well behaved, and I pity poor Miss Jensen in that challenge. I remember as well, and I don't remember this, of course, obviously, but I think back on Laura Engles Wilder, who taught over in DeSmet, over in Kingsbury. Go Kingsbury, go DeSmet. Back when she did this, she hadn't graduated from college. She hadn't graduated from high school. She was certified as a teacher based upon a few scores that she did from the local county superintendent, George Williams. Well, she had to go into that classroom knowing just barely more than her oldest students. And she had to face kids that were bigger than her, taller than her, and she had to face that whole challenge of the kids would come in the fall whenever they felt like it or whenever the harvest was done, and they would leave in the spring whenever it was time to plant. So talk about trying to plan for that kind of thing as well. Plus, there are all those extra duties of cleaning the classroom and bringing in the coal scuttle and everything else. We think it's really tough today, and it is really tough today. I totally acknowledge that. But I think it's always been pretty tough. I think we've always had our challenges. So try to take those challenges of 25, 26, the same way you accept the excitements, the good times, with a warm welcome, the same way that I know you welcome your students on the first day here in August 2025.